Hello, everybody. It's Live with Phil, the November 16th version. I'm here today to talk to you about multiple pathways of recovery and our conference coming up next year. I'm also here with, hi, everybody. How are you? Yes, Doug, I was talking to you earlier. Can you hear me now? I hope you can. Um, so, what are we going to talk about? Next screen, let's talk about the Multiple Pathways of Recovery Conference. And I can hit that screen for you if you like. So, like I said, next October in beautiful Punta Gorda, Florida, on October 23rd to 26th, we're going to hold our second annual Multiple Pathways of Recovery Conference. She took that picture. Kiara took that picture. She did. She's very proud of that. And it is enticing. Yeah, I mean, it is like 60 degrees here in Connecticut. However, Florida looks pretty good right there. I love palm trees. So, what is the Multiple Pathways of Recovery Conference? The purpose of the conference um, really comes from my 18 years now of working with CCAR and this idea that, when I first got into Alcoholics Anonymous, that's my personal pathway of recovery. I was there for 10 years. I started working at the Connecticut Community for Addiction Recovery, and I saw people getting into recovery in a variety of ways. The example I like to use most often is I was facilitating this workshop. It was called uh, 12 Steps in Religion: Adversaries, Strangers, or Friends. And there were people there that were two white men, I'll have to say, that were in 20 plus years of recovery. And there was a couple African American women who identified themselves as also being in recovery. Their primary form of support was their church, however. So these guys from AA told these women that they were not really in recovery because they no longer attended meetings. And I got to facilitate that conversation. However, when I looked at the light in their eyes, what they were doing with their lives, how they were helping others, being of service to others, I realized that there was at least one other pathway. And since then, over the last 15 years, running the Recovery Coach Academy for the last 8 years, that there are many pathways of recovery. And some of those, they're not things like, and you can see in this side, like a car accident, the birth of a child. That was my pathway to recovery. Getting arrested, divorce, loss of a job. Those are pathways to recovery. That's how recovery was initiated. I like to think of a pathway of recovery, something that can be recommended by a recovery coach with confidence, and something that will be there to maintain and sustain someone's recovery over a long period of time. Make sense to you guys? All right, good. I can see by all your heads nodding that that's true. That's true. Anything you want to add about to that, Kiara? I look that way because she's over there. Mhm. I don't know. Are you unmuted? It is exciting. And so I know there's like Doug Gould was there. He talked about spirituality and recovery. We also had In the Rooms, and that's my shameless plug for In the Rooms, which talks about virtual recovery as well. And this year we're excited to have all those pathways. One of the purposes is so that a recovery coach can really see that can see different pathways and know what they're about and have some education about recommending certain pathways. So that's why we're doing this. That makes sense, I hope. Do we want to go into the details? Oh, some of the details, anyway. This is what we do know. So we are not having it in New England. We are having it in, like we said earlier, Punta Gorda, Florida. That just happens to be the backyard of Mr. William L. White, Bill White, as we affectionately know. And he has already agreed to make a personal appearance to this conference. So we're very excited by that. His travel is very limited, so we thought we'd bring the conference to him. We also like palm trees a lot. The place is the Charlotte Harbor Event and Conference Center. Um, I was there earlier to actually that's where right near where I interviewed Bill for the first Multiple Pathways of Recovery conference. That's how we found the place. It's kind of a like what is it, like an artistic community with lots of little boutiques and restaurants and hotels, and it's right on the water. It's a nice place. It is. Yeah. We already have the website up and running. Kiara was working on it today, as a matter of fact. You see the link there, multiplepathwaysconference.com. It's fabulous. You can see more of the pictures she took. She's very proud of those pictures. Did I say that already? I can't hear you. No. All right, wait a minute. Let's just do this. We'll switch this back and forth. We're switching mics back and forth so you can hear Kiara. She's a lot nicer to listen to anyway. Oh, you can stay there. Oh, no, I can't. No, I can't. Bear with us. These are technical difficulties. Which way are you going? This way? All right.
All right.
You can take off your other
Oh, I'll take off my other ones.
one.
Thank you
How's
for
that?
bearing with us.
Ask him how that
How's
is.
that? Can someone type in if you can hear me? Perfect. All
Perfect.
right. Let me grab my notes. So what I was just saying, I'm sure everyone wants to know about registration really quickly. That's going to open up in April. And we're going to have an early bird rate once again, which ends on June 30th. So early bird rate is $250. And then on July 1st, the regular rate will go to 350. We're going to do some group rates and different things like that. So visit our multiplepathwaysconference.com website to get more information. And I'll repeat this if you heard this already, I'm sorry. But also on the website, we have our mock schedule of what we have confirmed thus far. So that's
Well, your camera is frozen over there. So you, yeah, you can look. I don't know what's going on. Look at that face you had. So listen, we're talking almost 3 full days of conference for an early bird registration of $250. After the registration deadline, it's 350. That's still a great deal. Yeah, you're gonna have to get to Florida on your own. You're gonna have to find your hotel room on your own, and you're gonna have to pay for some of your food on your own. But I don't think you'll. We're gonna have an incredible lineup of speakers, and if it's and I do believe it's going to be a lot like the first one, where um, it's hard to describe the atmosphere, but it was completely recovery oriented. So it was warm, it was welcoming, it was accepting, it was inclusive, and that's what we are hoping to replicate down in Punta Gorda. We do have A call for presenters. Is that what we're getting into next?
We are, but I just wanted to mention a quick thing about the hotels. We have been able to negotiate some special rates for you, so check that out on the website under the lodging tab. You'll see all that as well. So on to call for presentation.
I think I can click. Maybe if I can. There it goes. There goes the link. Yay. So, call for presentations. And Piata will go over this in more detail. I like to say that one of the things we learned in the first conference is that we really want people to highlight the pathway of recovery. So, for example, a lot of us are familiar with the 12 steps. A speaker that would present on the 12 steps would actually present the 12 steps and walk through them and maybe using their own personal story as illustration to those 12 steps. If it's smart recovery, the same type of thing. Celebrate recovery. Talk to us about this program of recovery as if you were teaching a recovery coach on what this was about so that they in turn could recommend a recovery to this program or to this pathway. So this is what we're looking for in a speaker.
Great. So there are two different options. There's a general session speaker and there's workshop speakers. So starting off with the general session, there'll be about an hour long. They'll be on Tuesday, or excuse me, they'll be, yep, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And that's basically to the entire crowd once we called them last time keynotes. So that's basically what that is. And the session should really focus on exploring and educating on the chosen pathway of recovery. And the next option that we have available are workshops. And so those will be about 75 minutes long, and they're on day 2 and 3. So that's Tuesday and Wednesday. And each workshop will consist of about 100 people. So we really are looking for a hands-on approach with focus on educating the chosen pathway. So bringing it back to the general session, we have about 6 slots available for that, or 6 slots total, and 16 slots for the different workshops. We're very excited that we have a few commitments already from our friends in the rooms and Mark Lundholm and Fit to Recover, Ian Acker and Lacey Garcia. So more information will be following on that. But that's pretty much the two options that um, once you receive the call for presentation, that's what you would be applying for. So we can go to the next slide.
Next slide. Next slide.
So following this webinar today, the speaker call for presentations will go live. There is a email blast that is scheduled for, I believe, like 1:35 or something like that. You can also find the call for presentations on,
135. 135?
yeah,
Oh, today.
yeah,
Oh,
today.
that like I was, you know what I thought? I thought it was January 35th. I was like, what? Never mind. Oh, what? 135 today. Okay, I got it. All right.
We have fun in recovery. Can you tell? um, so yeah, today they'll go out on a email, and you can also find them on our website. I said that. So the really the main thing is, you know, fill out the entire form, uh, read it. Please submit all the things that we're looking for, which include the presenter biography, a resume, and a clear headshot. That makes my job so much easier. And please submit these applications by February 22nd. And so that we have enough time to look through them and come up with a plan, and we would contact the chosen individuals by March 30th. So that's pretty.
That's very organized. Can you see that um, why we have good organ I have good organizing people here with me because they know what they're doing. We have another slide here? time for questions and comments. So we learned a lot from our first one. It was wildly successful. Over 300 people came, and now we are. And Stacy's laughing, and she's not even on camera. Oh,
Stay away from the cat.
Doug, I am choosing to ignore that. So we'll just leave that. And Kevin, don't you say anything either. So you guys just leave me alone. So anyway, as you can see, we're planning this well in advance. We have like I believe world class facility at the Charlotte Harbor Conference Center. It's absolutely beautiful. It's on the water, surrounded by palm trees. We want to make this a big event, so please forward the call for presenters to as many people as you can, or suggest people, or fill them out yourselves. We are very open and we want to get the best of the best and train recovery coaches and the recovery community on multiple pathways. We think it's a very important concept as the new recovery advocacy movement moves forward and grows, that people are aware of all the resources that are out there. I still think so. One of the things I'm real curious about that I'm eager to learn about is refuge recovery, which is Buddhist based and is really gaining a large following now. So we'll have somebody from there, and more of these pathways are emerging. That's what this is about. So Kiara, any last words for our fine audience out there?
We're very excited to be planning this and bringing this conference once again. So feel free to contact us if you have any questions or any suggestions, any comments. Um, all of our information, all of my information is on the website. Please share the event as well. We want to get as many people there as possible. It's going to be very exciting, and it's a great time of year to go down to Florida. I don't know if we need to advertise the location anymore because it speaks for itself. But yeah, so we're open to any questions or comments. Doesn't look like we have any right now, so uh,
Done a good job.
I guess we did do a good job. High five, Phil.
All right. So with that being said, you have all the information. We'll keep the webinar short today. Thanks for joining us, and that's it for this session of Live with Phil.